Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on this Thursday, June 15th, 2023. Today we have 12 qualifiers, all for 2-year-old fillies. Baby race is certainly ramping up here for the 2023 season. 12 qualifiers, 2-year-old fillies, and all 12. In our first qualifier here, it's a field of 7 on the pace, scheduled to go forward. And here we go for our first qualifier on this Thursday morning from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Field of 7 2-year-old pacing fillies. Jody Jamieson drives 2, McPaisley. Bob McClure, the 6, Peeler. And the 7, Halcyon Hanover, will be Jonathan Drury. 1, Sutton City, Sunshine Beach filly, Louis Waugh for trainer Francis Dumichel. That's a daughter of Sunshine Beach, 2, McPaisley, a McWicked filly. Jody Jamieson will drive for trainer Anthony McDonald. 3 is Funny. He's watching filly. Doug McNair for Greg McNair. 4, It's a Love Thing. James McDonald for trainer Dave Maneri. That's a daughter of Better's Delight. 5 is Mary Mayhem. Shadow Play filly. Bo Brown drives for trainer Chad Hill. 6 is Peeler. It'll be Bob McClure for trainer Bob McIntosh. That's a Better's Delight filly. And the 7, Halcyon Hanover. Better's Delight filly. Jonathan Drury for trainer Tony Beaton. So here we go with our first of 12 on this Thursday morning. 2-year-old pacing fillies are lined up. It's a field of 7. Inside out, Sutton City, McPaisley, Funny, It's a Love Thing, Mary Mayhem, Peeler, and Halcyon Hanover. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Here they come. And they're off and pacing. There goes Peeler from the outside, heading forward first from the center. It's a Love Thing, trying to push around the inside 3. Funny, McPaisley, Sutton City. Then we go back to Mary Mayhem and the early trailer, Halcyon Hanover. Heading towards the first turn, Peeler up front, the Better's Delight filly to show the way. Landing in the 2-hole, It's a Love Thing. And then we'll go back to the inside 3 as it was Funny crossing over in front of McPaisley, who crossed over in front of Sutton City, going back to Mary Mayhem and Halcyon Hanover. The opening quarter was 31-3, and they get set to move into the backstretch. So they will follow Peeler, a Better's Delight filly. Up front here, the Bob McIntosh trainee in her debut leads it by a length and a half from It's a Love Thing in second, also a daughter of Better's Delight. 2 lengths back to Funny in third. Racing fourth is McPaisley. Fifth up the backstretch then is Sutton City. And then we'll go back to Mary Mayhem and Halcyon Hanover. No change in order here in the second quarter. It's still Peeler up front from It's a Love Thing in second. They race by the half in 103-2. Pacing fillies now go towards the final turn, and they'll look to ramp things up in the back half. Peeler, the leader. Second continues to be It's a Love Thing. Then back in third, Funny. Racing fourth, McPaisley. Suntan City is then in fifth. Sixth is Mary Mayhem, and Halcyon Hanover can still see them all. They're midway around the final turn. It is Peeler who shows the way down to 3/4. The lead is nearly 2 lengths on It's a Love Thing in second. They race by 3/4 in 133-1 off the turn and into the stretch, 29-4 in the third quarter, and they swing for home. Peeler the leader. It's a Love Thing in second. Here on the outside, Suntan City is now trying to move up into third. From Funny inside fourth, McPaisley, and then back to the final pair, Mary Mayhem and Halcyon Hanover. But in the final 1/8 of the mile, Peeler is looking good on the lead here now. Going to go coast to coast. It'll be Peeler to win it by a few lengths. Finishing in second, It's a Love Thing. Then third, up on the outside, Suntan City. Finishing in fourth, Funny, 2:01 flat. Up next is qualifier number 2. In the second qualifier, there are no changes. We'll now be on the trot here. It's a field of 6 to go forward. They'll line up in just a second. As they get set to get called in, here is the field for the second qualifier. Number 1 is Tequila Sunset, a muscle mass filly, owned by Tim Klemenchik. Hurt So Good stable, trained by Blake McIntosh. Bob McClure's in the bike. This muscle mass filly was a $120,000 Lexington selected yearling sale purchase. 2 is Seacan Trot, wheelin' and dealin' filly. Stuart and Patricia Bullender are the owners. Dave Frey trains. Scott Young drives. 3 is Dollar Maker, international money filly. Gino Toscani owns. He'll also do the driving. Desiree Jones, the trainer. $28,000 Lexington select purchase. 4 is Summer Crush, a muscle mass filly, also owned by Toscani. James McDonald in the bike for trainer Desiree Jones. $22,000 Lexington buy. 5 is Northern Blossom, muscle mass filly, owned by Adrian and Nikki Hickey. Trained by Jane Walker. Tom Smith in the bike. $26,000 London yearling sale purchase. And the 6 is No Need for Alarm, an alarm detector filly. Greg McNair owns. He's also the breeder. He's also the trainer. And Doug McNair will do the driving. So it's a field of 6 for qualifier number 2. And again from the rail, Tequila Sunset, that $120,000 Lexington purchase, daughter of Muscle Mass. We've got 3 Muscle Mass fillies in here lining up, making up half of this group of 6. Conditions on this Thursday morning, around 15 degrees. The track is fast, and the flags are still, so no wind at this time. Again, there are 12 qualifiers today. A break will be held following qualifier number 6. Gate is rolling for the second. And they're off in trotting in qualifier number 2. Summer Crush is going out to the early lead, along with stablemate Dollar Maker, who will get away in second from the rails Tequila Sunset. Here on the outside is Northern Blossom, down to the inside Seacan Trot, and the trailer, that is No Need for Alarm. Trotting fillies head into turn 1, Summer Crush, Dollar Maker. 1-2 as they race towards the opening quarter. Tequila Sunset in third, and back and forth the debuting Seacan Trot. Opening quarter was 30-1. Getting set to now move into the backstretch, and they will follow the muscle mass filly Summer Crush. Following in behind, the daughter of international money, that's Dollar Maker in second. Now starting to tighten up there in third is Tequila Sunset, as she is quickly closing the gap on her nearest rival. Back and forth is Seacan Trot, fifth up the backside Northern Blossom, and No Need for Alarm rounds things out. So we've got a bit of a 3-horse breakaway up front, then back to the final 3, and they're going to go by the midway point in 101 and 2. On to the final turn go the rookie trotting fillies, and Summer Crush continues to do the heavy lifting. She is the leader, while Dollar Maker sits behind there and gets the toe from second. Then in third, Tequila Sunset, who all of a sudden is about 3.5 from that nearest rival. 7 or 8 lengths going back to Seacan Trot. Tracked by Northern Blossom, who now comes off the wood, and the trailer, No Need for Alarm. 3/4 is coming up next for Summer Crush. Summer Crush, the leader by 1.5 from Dollar Maker. 3/4, 131 and 4. Off the turn and into the stretch come the 2-year-old trotting fillies. Summer Crush trying to go all the way. Dollar Maker's been able to follow and will now try to push, but all of a sudden is 2 lengths away as they come to the 8th pole. Tequila Sunset back in third. Up on the outside, No Need for Alarm is now moved up into 4th from Northern Blossom, and at the inside Seacan Trot, but Summer Crush will crush here in qualifier number 2. She's going to go all the way and looks good through the wire in 2 minutes and 3/5, finishing in second. That was Dollar Maker. Third went to Tequila Sunset, followed by Seacan Trot, No Need for Alarm, and Northern Blossom. 2 minutes, 3/5 for Summer Crush. Up next is qualifier number 3, gate moving into position, 2-year-old pacing fillies here. It's a field of 8. Driver change on the 4, Coco Jojo will be Sylvan Fillion, and the 5, Wickedly Devilish, will be Jonathan Drury. Number 1, Media Chick, is a sports writer filly owned by Hut Racing Stable and Blake McIntosh, along with Ozzie McKay. Blake McIntosh, the trainer. Trevor Henry in the bike. $33,000 Lexington graduate. 2 is Sweet Molly, a Sweet Lou filly owned by Acurie CSL. Trained by Marie Dupont. The driver is Bob McClure. $22,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is Scrappy, a stag party filly owned by Carl Jamieson, along with Brian Paquette, George Harrison, Carl Jamieson, the trainer, Jody Jamieson steers. 4 is Coco Jojo, Better Than Cheddar filly, owned by Robert Bridges. Tony Beaton trains. Sylvan Fillion will drive. 5 is Wickedly Devilish, a McWicked filly owned by SSG Stables. Trained by Beaton. Jonathan Drury in the sulky. 6 is Forest Princess, Better's Delight filly owned by Larry Todd and Dr. John Todd. John Thompson, the trainer-driver, $37,000 London yearling sale buy. 7 is McWicked Beach, a McWicked filly owned by Francis Dumichel, Spring Haven Farm, and OAS 2023, along with Claude Grondin. Francis Dumichel, the trainer. Louis Waugh in the bike, $20,000 Harrisburg purchase. And the 8 is Right Match, sports writer filly, owned by the Robert McIntosh Stables Incorporated, Dr. David and Ian Fisher. Bob McIntosh, the trainer. James McDonald is in the sulky. So there's your field of 8 2-year-old pacing fillies for qualifier number 3. Gate picking up speed. Here they come for the 3rd. In the rough and pacing, Wickedly Devilish comes away well from the center, along with Forest Princess. Towards the inside, Sweet Molly is in 3rd and getting a spot to drop in 4th. Potentially, that could be Scrappy, but the free-legged pacer Scrappy's just going to go on. So Jameson will let that one roll up towards the top. Media Chick got away in 5th. Back then to Coco Jojo, followed by McWicked Beach, and Right Match rounds things out. Here's Forest Princess on the outside, yet to completely clear Wickedly Devilish, and now swooping up around will be Scrappy. The opening quarter was 31-4. So Scrappy will land on the lead as they move into the backstretch, and Scrappy is rolling along, leading it by a couple of lengths. Forest Princess is in 2nd. Wickedly Devilish is in 3rd, going back to Sweet Molly in 4th. 2 more lengths to Media Chick, who is in 5th. Then 6th up the backside is Coco Jojo, who is tracked by McWicked Beach, and the trailer is Right Match. But it is Scrappy. The stag party filly is leading the way, and she's going to bring them up to the midway point, a leader by a length and a half. The half was 102-3. Towards the final turn they go. It continues to be Scrappy. Forest Princess, who showed some early speed, is tracking there in 2nd. Wickedly Devilish is in 3rd. 2 lengths back to Sweet Molly. Underway now. Here comes Coco Jojo. That one's gained a spot. To its inside is Media Chick. Back then to McWicked Beach and Right Match. They start to pick it up as they approach 3/4. Scrappy is the leader. Forest Princess 2nd. 3rd is then Wickedly Devilish, and Coco Jojo continues to advance on the outside. 132-3 for 3/4 as they went a 32nd 3rd split, and they swing into the stretch, and it's Scrappy. Plugs get pulled, and this one tries to ramp it up, looking to scoot away. Coco Jojo takes dead aim now on the outside. Then it's Wickedly Devilish off the rail, now up on the outside 3rd from Forest Princess in 4th. Scrappy the leader. Here's Coco Jojo continuing to grind away on the outside, empowering by late. Coco Jojo will take it. Finishing 2nd was Scrappy. 3rd went to Wickedly Devilish. Then 4th was Forest Princess. Up on the outside, Right Match was up for 5th. 2 minutes and a 5th for Coco Jojo. Here we go now for the fourth qualifier, 2-year-old Trotting fillies. A field of 7 to go forward. Louis Waugh is going to drive the 1, Perfect Angel. Scott Young on the 2, Graceful China. Trevor Henry goes with the 3, Muscle Charm. And there are no other changes. So just the inside 3 with those driver changes. 1, Perfect Angel, a Trixton filly, owned and bred by Jim Averett. Anthony Beaton trains. Louis Waugh on the bike, $15,000 Harrisburg graduate. 2, Graceful China, Cadabra filly. Sandra Stammy is the owner. Paul Reed trains. Scott Young drive, $20,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is Muscle Charm, a muscle mass filly, owned and bred by Willow Oak Ranch. Greg McNair, the trainer. Trevor Henry in the sulky. 4 is Bella Bellissima, Father Patrick filly, owned and bred by Jim Averett. Greg McNair trains Doug McNair in the bike. 5 is Melissa's Day, Resolve filly, owned by Maggie Jones and Philip Newfield. Trained by Keith Jones, Tyler Borth in the sulky, a $20,000 Harrisburg purchase. 6 is Southern Money, International Money filly, owned by Hutt Racing Stable, Tim Klemenchik and Blake McIntosh. Ozzie McKay, trainers Blake McIntosh, Bob McClure in the sulky, $60,000 Lexington buy. And 7 is Tactical Strike, a tactical landing filly, owned by Gino Toscani, trained by Desiree Jones. James McDonald steers, an $80,000 Lexington Select purchase. So there's your field of 7 for qualifier number 4. The gate is approaching the top of the stretch. 2-year-old Trotting fillies here are lined up. And they're off and trotting. Muscle Charm splits rivals and powers out of there, going to the early lead. Melissa's Day is on the outside. Bella Bellissima inside third. Off stride went Melissa's Day. So Bella Bellissima will move up into second. Tactical Strike slips up there into third from Graceful China in fourth. Perfect Angel is fifth, followed then as they go into the turn by Southern Money and trying to reset Melissa's Day. We had another breaker off stride going into the first turn went Perfect Angel. So up front the leader is Muscle Charm. Opening panel was 31 and 3. 2-year-old Trotting fillies move into the backstretch, and Bella Bellissima is going to come around and take the lead. So we get a lead change here before 3/8 of the mile is complete. Bella Bellissima to the front, and this one's going to motor along here in the second quarter. So a change of tactics in her second outing is on the lead and leading it by 2. Muscle Charm in second, then Tactical Strike in third, back to Graceful China in fourth, then it's Southern Money who is fifth, back to Melissa's Day, and rounding things out is Perfect Angel. Bella Bellissima is by the half in 102 and 2. So the Trotting fillies approach the final turn. Bella Bellissima, daughter of Father Patrick, out of the standout mare Belle Dolce, is leading the way by a length and a half from Muscle Charm, who was the early leader, is now second. Tactical Strike 3 lengths from the front in third. Break of 2.5 back to Graceful China in fourth. Southern Money's made up some ground here on the far turn. Melissa's Day, and rounding things out is Perfect Angel. They head to 3/4. Bella Bellissima is going to race past that marker in 132 and 4. That was 30 and 2 in the third quarter. Off the turn and into the stretch. Bella Bellissima now with the lead and is trying to seal the deal. Leads it by 2. Muscle Charm second. Now Tactical Strike off the rail is trying to track down the leader. Bella Bellissima still with that advantage, but Tactical Strike now on the outsides up to the wheel and is going to make things interesting. It's Bella Bellissima and Tactical Strike. Tactical Strike going right by late will win it. Bella Bellissima finishes in second. Muscle Charm was then in third, and then we went back to Southern Money along with Graceful China, 201 and 2. And up next is qualifier number 5, 2-year-old pacing fillies, a field of 7 to go forward. Driver change on the 4, Pasta Delight. The driver will be Jonathan Drury. Number 1, Anne. He's Watching filly, owned by Wilma and James McKenzie. Trained by Dr. Ian Moore. Trevor Henry drives, $33,000 London Classic purchase. 2 is Free Flying Fiona, Courtly Choice filly, owned by Hut Racing Stable, Blake McIntosh, Ozzie McKay, and Gilles Landry. Blake McIntosh trains Bob McClure in the sulky, $45,000 Lexington purchase. 3 is Cheddar Shredder, Better Than Cheddar filly, owned by Ian Fleming, trained by Greg McNair. Doug McNair drives. 4 is Pasta Delight, Better's Delight filly, owned by West Wind Stable, Mark Dumaine and Mac Nickel. Tony Beaton trains. Jonathan Drury will drive, a $50,000 Harrisburg purchase. 5 is Wicked Weather, McWicked filly, owned by SSG Stables, trained by Beaton. The driver James McDonald, $47,000 Lexington Select purchase. 6 is Pretty Missy May, Big Jim filly, owned by Ken Middleton, James Grant, John Watkins, Dave Walls. Ken Middleton trains. Sylvain Fillion drives. And the 7 is Better Sisters, a Better's Delight filly, owned by Dan Legacy, Big Al Stables, trained by Legacy. Louis Waugh will do the driving, a $30,000 Lexington purchase. Starting gate approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 7 2-year-old pacing fillies are lined up for qualifier number 5. And they're off and pacing. Free Flying Fiona towards the inside, pushes ahead. Here is Pretty Missy May on the outside for Fillion. Just to that one's left is Pasta Delight, who gets away in 3rd. At that one's wheels, Better Sisters 4th. Then it is Anne, who got away 5th, tracked by Cheddar Shredder, and the early trailer is Wicked Weather. Into the first turn they go, and McClure has put the Courtly Choice filly Free Flying Fiona on the lead, as Pretty Missy May will land in the 2-hole. They come to the opening panel, and it is recorded in 31 and 4. 2-year-old pacing fillies come out of the first turn, and they follow Free Flying Fiona. This is the second qualifier for her, and now out from second, Pretty Missy May, also her second outing, and she's going to circle to the top. Pretty Missy May up to take the lead. Free Flying Fiona in second. Third for the time being is Pasta Delight, as Anne is on the march, and that one's up now into 3rd. Then we go to Better Sisters. Rounding things out, Cheddar Shredder, and the trailer, Wicked Weather. So Pretty Missy May took the lead here in the second quarter, leads it by 2, by the half in 102 flat. Second quarter was 30 and 1, even a smidge quicker there for Pretty Missy May as she went up to the top. Pretty Missy May stretching out the lead to 3. Free Flying Fiona in second, 2 lengths back to Anne in 3rd, another 2 lengths to Pasta Delight in 4th, and about that same margin to Better Sisters. To that one saddle pad is Cheddar Shredder, and the trailer is Wicked Weather. Pretty Missy May is going to take him to 3/4. Up front, the leader for Fillion here. Free Flying Fiona, the early leader, is second, 2 lengths off the top spot. 3/4 was 130 and 2, so they went 28 and 2 in the third quarter. Pretty Missy May has the lead, trying now to fend off Free Flying Fiona on the outside. Anne has been on the outside for a good trip here and is trying to muscle on to make it 3 across. Pasta Delight in 4th. Pretty Missy May went off stride, so it's down to Free Flying Fiona and Anne on the outside. These two coming down to the wire. Anne gets it. Free Flying Fiona was second. Third went to Pasta Delight. Then it was Wicked Weather, followed by Better Sisters, 158. Next, we have qualifier number 6, final qualifier of the first half of today's session. A reminder, there will be a 20-minute break following the 6th qualifier. After that 20 minutes, we'll resume with qualifiers 7 through 12. Here in the 6th, a driver change on the 2 cold snaps. The driver will be Trevor Henry. Field of 7 to go forward. Number 1, Sunshine Lady, is a muscle mass filly, owned by Back Stable and Glengate Farms. Matt Back's the trainer driver. 2 cold snaps, a daughter of 6-pack, owned by Tim Klemenchik, Blake McIntosh, trained by McIntosh. Trevor Henry at the lines, $34,000 Lexington purchase. 3 is Shortchanged, a muscle mass filly, owned by Stan Klemenchik, who's also the breeder. Blake McIntosh, the trainer. Bob McClure to drive. 4 is Mama Made Me Good, a What the Hill filly, owned by Gino Toscani. He'll do the driving. Desiree Jones trains, a $60,000 Ohio purchase. 5 is Vanjie Blue Chip, international money filly, owned by Tom and Elizabeth Rankin, along with Let It Ride Stables. Greg McNair trains Doug McNair in the bike, a $70,000 Harrisburg buy. 6 is Insider Trading, Green Shoe filly, owned by the stable, trained by Amy McDonald, James McDonald to drive, $42,000 Harrisburg purchase. And the 7 is Classy Royale, a royalty for life filly, owned by Carl Jameson, Joanne Morrison, and Dr. Robert Boyce. Carl Jameson, the trainer. The driver's Jody Jameson, and this was a $27,000 Lexington Select purchase. So that's your field of 7 on gate here for qualifier number 6. Two-year-old trotting fillies. Nose is up on the gate. Gate approaching the top of the stretch for qualifier 6. And they're off and trotting. And pushing the car out of there, Mama Made Me Good, going out to the lead. Cold Snaps is second, and from the center, that is Vanjie Blue Chip. We'll go back then to Shortchanged, who's to the outside of Sunshine Lady. Followed then by Classy Royale and Insider Trading with the sluggish start. The trailer, they head to the first turn. And Mama Made Me Good is up front. Got a 2-hole ride, so to speak, last time out. Trotted along in second throughout that qualifier from a loose leader, but it's Mama Made Me Good, who is by the opening panel in 30 and 4. So Mama Made Me Good is leading it by 3. In second is Cold Snaps, 2 lengths then going back to Vanjie Blue Chip in third. Another couple of lengths to Shortchanged in fourth. Fifth up the backstretch is Classy Royale. Then it's Sunshine Lady. And the trailer is Insider Trading. But loose on the lead, Mama Made Me Good is up front here by about 4 lengths as they near the midway point. Cold Snaps in second. Third is Vanjie Blue Chip. Fourth is Shortchanged. On that one's helmet's Classy Royale. And at the back, Insider Trading will loop around Sunshine Lady. The half was hit in 101 and 2. All alone here is Mama Made Me Good. And Mama Made Me Good, this daughter of What the Hill, leads it by a half dozen lengths. Cold Snaps is still in second and starting now to move a little bit closer to the leader. Actually rapidly moves in on the leader. Then in third is Vanjie Blue Chip. Fourth remains Shortchanged, followed by Classy Royale, Insider Trading, and Sunshine Lady. So the lead shrunk in the matter of several strides for Mama Made Me Good. As Cold Snaps closes in, is to the outside, and Vanjie Blue Chip follows that path. 3/4 was 132. Off the turn and into the stretch. Mama Made Me Good certainly has company here now as Cold Snaps is up and takes the lead. It's Cold Snaps with the advantage, going to split now through the center. Here comes Vanjie Blue Chip. Mama Made Me Good's back to third, and Classy Royale is finishing up well in fourth. Cold Snaps with the lead. Vanjie Blue Chip in second. Cold Snaps to the edge of the tote board. Vanjie Blue Chip still pushing up the inside, but won't get there. It's Cold Snaps finishing second. Vanjie Blue Chip. Classy Royale with a good final quarter third. Back to Mama Made Me Good in fourth. 2 minutes and 4/5. And with the conclusion of qualifier number 6, we will now take a break, 20-minute break, before we'll resume with today's qualifiers. Once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our break following qualifier number 6 has concluded, but we're just having a slight delay here before qualifier number 7. Just waiting for EMS to return to their post as they were dealing with an incident inside the paddock. So they should be back to their post shortly, and we will proceed with today's qualifiers. Just a short delay before qualifier number 7. Once again, we're under a slight delay before qualifier number 7. Just under a delay while we wait for EMS to return to their post. It's currently handling a situation. So slight delay before the 7th qualifier. Still 6 qualifiers to go on this Thursday morning. We'll have another set of 2-year-old qualifiers coming up tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. start time. First qualifier. It's going to be all 2-year-old colts and geldings. 11 qualifiers in total scheduled for tomorrow. Once again, just a delay here before qualifier number 7. All right, looks like we are just about set to resume with today's qualifiers. It's going to be a field of 6. There is a scratch here. Number 4, Amsterdam, is out. Jonathan Drury drives 5, Wicked Bling. Scott Young goes with the 7, Catch Some Sun. So set to resume with today's qualifiers. Here in the 7th qualifier, we'll now have a field of 6. 2-year-old pacing fillies, the 1. Go Getter Miss Cheddar, Better Than Cheddar filly, owned by Ian Fleming, trained by Greg McNair. Doug McNair drives. 2, This Magic Moment, Big Jim filly, owned and bred by Millar Farms. Nick Galucci trains James McDonald in the bike. The 3 is Bet I'm Shady, Shadow Play filly, owned by Winback Farm. John Pentland trains Bob McClure in the bike. $12,000 Ontario Select Sale Graduate. 4 is out. 5 is Wicked Bling, McWicked filly, owned by SSG Stables, who also bred. Tony Beaton trains. The driver will be Jonathan Drury. 6 is Wicked Serena, McWicked filly, owned by Gino Toscani, trained by Gary Murner. Louis Waugh on the bike. $34,000 Lexington Selected Yearling Sale Purchase. And the 7 is Catch Some Sun, a Better's Delight filly owned by Bob McIntosh Stables, Al McIntosh Holdings. They also bred this 2-year-old filly. Bob McIntosh, the trainer. Make the driver Scott Young. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Here they come for qualifier 7. In the rough and pacing and shooting out to the early lead, will go Wicked Serena. So Wicked Serena fires the first shot up to the front. Go Getter Miss Cheddar from the rail to get away in second. This Magic Moment got away third, followed then by Bet I'm Shady. Back to Wicked Bling and Catch Some Sun. And this 6-pack of 2-year-old fillies go into the first turn. So your leader coming around that first bend up front, here is Wicked Serena by a couple of lengths, and she's going to put up an opening quarter of 31 seconds flat. So it's Wicked Serena, the leader. Moving into the backstretch, Go Getter Miss Cheddar in second. Right behind that 1/3 is This Magic Moment. Couple of lengths going back to Bet I'm Shady in fourth, tracked by Wicked Bling in fifth, and then 2 lengths back to Catch Some Sun, who's the trailer 6. 3/8 of the mile is complete, and in the day second qualifier out, Wicked Serena leads the way. So her second outing, she came home in 27-3 last week. She leads the way by 3. Go Getter Miss Cheddar debuting is in second, then in third, This Magic Moment. The half was 101-1. Second quarter in 30-1. So they picked it up in the second quarter, and to the final turn goes Wicked Serena. Go Getter Miss Cheddar in second. All over that one's back third, This Magic Moment. Then in fourth, Bet I'm Shady. Going to Wicked Bling and Catch Some Sun. So the back group there, tightly packed, but up front, all alone, it's Wicked Serena, who's heading down towards 3/4, leading it comfortably by 4. Wicked Serena going to take him past 3/4 as Go Getter Miss Cheddar gets it into high gear now with This Magic Moment following. 3/4, 130-4. That was the third quarter in 29-3 into the stretch. Wicked Serena now has some company. Go Getter Miss Cheddar on the outsides up to the wheel. This Magic Moment in third, and then on the outside, Wicked Bling trying to overtake Bet I'm Shady and Catch Some Sun trails. They're into the final now, 16th, Wicked Serena. Couple whip taps here late, maybe. It's Wicked Serena trying to go all the way, splitting through. This Magic Moment unleashed late. Very tight. They hit the wire together. Wicked Serena, This Magic Moment. Go Getter Miss Cheddar was third, and Wicked Bling fourth, 158-3. Up next is qualifier number 8. We're on the trot this time. 2-year-old trotting fillies, a field of 7. There are no changes here. From that 7th qualifier, in the photo it was the 2, this Magic Moment, who did prevail over the 6 Wicked Serena. So just tying up that loose end. Now we go on to the 8th qualifier. Here is the field of 7, 2-year-old trotting fillies. Number 1 is Gaming Queen. This is a daughter of the bank, owned by Hutt Racing Stable, Blake McIntosh. McIntosh trains James McDonald to drive. $16,000 Ontario Select purchase. 2 is Tactical Princess, a tactical landing filly, owned by Gino Toscani. He'll also drive. The trainer's Desiree Jones. A $34,000 Lexington Select purchase. 3 is Resolute Lady, a Resolve filly, owned by Back Stable and Glengate Farms. Matt Bax trains and drives. The 4 is No One, looks like a Chippendale filly, owned, trained, driven, also bred by Bruce Richardson. 5 is Princess Ariel, Walner filly, owned by Dan Legacy, Robert Van Ostrand, and Edwin Bueller, along with Tim Murray. Dan Legacy trains Bob McClure to drive, $62,000 Lexington Select buy. Number 6 is Sand Dune, looks like a Chippendale filly, owned by Bloomingwood Farms Limited. They're the breeders, Greg McNair the trainer, Doug McNair in the bike, and the 7 is Yell It, Archangel filly, owned by Doug McCarthy, trained by Keith Jones, Tyler Borth to drive, $9,000 Ontario Select yearling sale purchase. So there's your field of 7 for qualifier number 8. Gate is rolling. 2-year-old trotting fillies are lined up. Here they come for qualifier number 8. And they're off and trotting. Tactical Princess from post position number 2 goes out to the early lead and will come away with that lead, as everybody else will have to drop in behind, including Princess Ariel and Yell It as they flashed early speed. Getting away in 4th is No One, then 5th is Gaming Queen, 6th into the first turn Resolute Lady, and off stride as they were approaching the first turn went Sand Dune. So the leader up front is Tactical Princess, and she puts up an opening quarter of 31-1. Tactical Princess, the leader. From second is Princess Ariel. Then in third is Yell It. 4th into the backstretch, No One, followed 5th by Gaming Queen. 6th is Resolute Lady, and the trailer 7th. Resetting after the break is Sand Dune. But on the front, it's Gino Toscani with Tactical Princess. Following them closely in second, Princess Ariel and Bob McClure. Break about 4 lengths going back to Yell It and Tyler Borth. Then in 4th, that is No One with Bruce Richardson. 5th, Gaming Queen and James McDonald. 6th is Resolute Lady and Matt Bax. And the trailer 7th, Sand Dune and Doug McNair. The half was 101-2. On to the final turn they go. Picked it up, 30-1 in the second split. The leader continues to be Tactical Princess. Tactical Princess tried to go all the way on the front last time. Ended up having to settle for 3rd. We'll see what happens here this morning. She's leading it by 2. Princess Ariel is in 2nd. And then it's about double-digit lengths back to Yell It in 3rd. No One continues to follow that one closely with Gaming Queen, Resolute Lady, Sand Dune the trailer, 3/4, 130-4 off the turn and into the stretch. Fastest split to that point, 29-2. They're into the lane. Here's Tactical Princess. Princess Ariel stays on that one's back for the time being as they come to the 8th pole. No One is now up into 3rd. On the far outside, a Resolute Lady between horses is Gaming Queen, then back to Yell It as now a 16th of a mile remains. Up the inside will come Princess Ariel trying to come on by, and she'll do just that. Princess Ariel is going to take qualifier 8. Finishing in 2nd is Tactical Princess. No One was 3rd, and Resolute Lady 4th. 2 minutes and 4/5. Qualifier number 9 is next. The gate's moving into position. One driver changed. Louis Waugh will drive the 4 Job Hunter. 2-year-old pacing fillies, a field of 7. Number 1, Twinbee Solitaire, is a betting line filly for Twinbrook Limited, trained by Matty Henry. Travis Henry drives. 2 is Cheddar Crossing. Better Than Cheddar filly, owned by Hutt Racing Stable. Blake McIntosh trains. Bob McClure drives. $7,000 Lexington graduate. 3 Odds on Platinum, Better's Delight filly, owned by Odds on Racing, trained by Dr. Ian Moore. Tyler Moore will drive. This was a $110,000 Harrisburg yearling sale purchase. 4 is Job Hunter, a Huntsville filly, bred by Linwood Farm and Tom Fanning, trained by Tony Beaton. James McDonald in the bike. $35,000 Harrisburg buy. Actually, note there is a driver change. Louis Waugh will drive the 4 Job Hunter. 5 is Pass and Stow, betting line filly, owned by Westwind Stable, Mark Dumaine. Tony Beaton trains. James McDonald drives this one. $28,000 Harrisburg buy. 6 is Art of Sport, sports writer filly, owned, bred, and trained by Cassandra LaCourte. Tyler Borth in the sulky. And 7 is Blazing Bell, Better's Delight filly, owned and bred by Jim Averett. Greg McNair trains. Doug McNair does the driving. Starting gate makes its way into the stretch. A field of 7. 2-year-old pacing fillies are lined up for qualifier number 9. And they're off and pacing. Right out to the lead goes Cheddar Crossing. Moves right over to the pylons from post 2 and is in front by 3. Getting away second, Odds on Platinum from the extreme outside. Blazing Bell goes forward. Then in fourth, that is Art of Sport. Fifth in the early going is Twinbee Solitaire. Going back to Job Hunter and Pass and Stow. They're into the first turn. Cheddar Crossing with that good beginning was out to the lead. Big spot there for Blazing Bell to drop in second in front of Odds on Platinum third. The opening quarter, 30-2. So they'll move into the backstretch, and they do follow Cheddar Crossing, who leads it by 2.5, 3 lengths. Second, the regally bred Blazing Bell. Then in third is Odds on Platinum. Going back to Art of Sport in fourth. Fifth up the backside, Twinbee Solitaire. Then in sixth is Job Hunter and Pass and Stow. Can see them all from in seventh. As they're midway up the backstretch, they are following Cheddar Crossing. Second outing for this daughter of Better Than Cheddar, and she still is on that loose lead coming towards the midway point. Second continues to be Blazing Bell. The half was a minute and a fifth. They went the second quarter in 29-4. On to the final turn go the rookie pacing fillies as they follow Cheddar Crossing. Blazing Bell inches in a little bit closer, just a length and a half from the lead. Odds on Platinum as well, so they're all starting to tighten up as the leader, Cheddar Crossing, is going to have to do a little bit more now. Out from second, here's Blazing Bell. On that one's helmet, it's Odds on Platinum. Fourth is Art of Sport, going back to Twinbee Solitaire fifth. Sixth is Job Hunter. Pass and Tow is seventh. Cheddar Crossing on the outside. Blazing Bell in even terms, and 3 deep off the turn will be Odds on Platinum. 130-3 for 3 quarters. They swing for home. Odds on Platinum on the far outside. Blazing Bell in the center. Cheddar Crossing now back to third. Then it's Art of Sport outside Twinbee Solitaire. Back to Job Hunter and Pass and Stow. Final eighth of a mile. The sprint is on, and Odds on Platinum has the lead. Here's Odds on Platinum. The Better's Delight filly is rolling to the wire. She's going to win her debut. Blazing Bell finishes in second. Through the line third was Cheddar Crossing. Fourth appeared to be Pass and Stow from Twinbee Solitaire, going back to Art of Sport and Job Hunter. 157-3. Gate is in position. Qualifier number 10 is next. Couple of scratches here. Take out the 4 Karen's Dream and number 7 Queen Cabal. 1 is Ring the Alarm. Daughter of Alarm Detector, owned and bred by Greg McNair. He's the trainer. Doug McNair drives. 2 is Muscled Up, Muscle Mass Filly, owned by Dr. Ruth Irving, trained by Julie Walker. Burt Renault drives. 3 is Don't Mess with Mama, Muscle Mass Filly, owned by Van Camp Trotting Corp. Blake McIntosh, McIntosh the trainer. Bob McClure in the sulky. $32,000 Lexington select purchase. And actually note that's Trevor Henry doing the driving. 4 is out. 5 is Landing Order. James McDonald will drive this Daughter of Tactical Landing for owner Gino Toscani, trainer Desiree Jones. $40,000 Lexington purchase. And the 6 is Flirty Dancer. Bob McClure does drive this one. Looks like a Chippendale filly, owned by Brian Kleinberg, Richard Beinhauer, and Paul Reed. Paul Reed, the trainer. And as mentioned, Bob McClure is at the controls. 7 is out. So 4 and 7 out. Field of 5. Note Trevor Henry goes with the 3. Don't Mess with Mama. Field of 5. 2-year-old trotting fillies are on the gate. Here they come for the 10th. And they're off and trotting. Landing Order is going forward, but has some company in the form of Muscled Up and Ring the Alarm, holding ground there at the rail. Those 3 the quickest away, while Don't Mess with Mama is going to drop in 4th, and the early trailer will be Flirty Dancer. So Landing Order is going to work and get around Muscled Up here. So Muscled Up will follow Landing Order into that first bend, and they've got a break of a few lengths back to Ring the Alarm in 3rd. 4th is Don't Mess with Mama, and 5th is Flirty Dancer. That's your 5-pack coming to the opening quarter. That opening panel was 31 and 1. So they'll get set to move into the backstretch, and it's James McDonald in Landing Order. They're on the lead. Second outing here for Landing Order was a winner in the debut. Came home in 28 and 4 over the sloppy going. It's Landing Order by a length and a half. The Tactical Landing filly up front. Racing in second, the Muscle Mass filly, Muscled Up. Couple of lengths back to the Daughter of Alarm Detector. That's Ring the Alarm in 3rd. 4th is Don't Mess with Mama. She's a Daughter of Muscle Mass. And your trailer in 5th. That looks like a Chippendale filly, Flirty Dancer. No change in order. They race past the midway point in 102 and 1. To the final turn they go after a 31-second second quarter, so just a tad quicker than that 31 and 1 opener. And Landing Order continues to call the shots. Muscled Up in 2nd. 2.5 lengths back to Ring the Alarm in 3rd. 4th is Don't Mess with Mama. And racing in 5th is Flirty Dancer. They're midway around the final turn with Landing Order looking comfortable on the lead here. Landing Order in front and now stretches it out to 2 lengths on Muscled Up. Here is Don't Mess with Mama on the outside up into 3rd from Ring the Alarm 4th and Flirty Dancer 5th. 131 and 4 for 3 quarters. They're off the turn and into the stretch. After a 29 and 3 third quarter, Landing Order scoots away and leads it by 4 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Back in second is Muscled Up. Don't Mess with Mama on the outside, trying to get by that rival. Ringing the Alarm stays in the fight, and Flirty Dancer back in 5th, but it's going to be Landing Order with another qualifying score. Landing Order getting the job done, stopping the clock in 2 minutes and a 5th. Check that, 2 minutes and 3/5. Gate is rolling now for our 11th qualifier. Note Sylvan Fillion drives the 5, full of personality. Number 1, Elodie Hanover. Betting line filly owned by Westwind Stable, Pitbull Stable. Trained by Anthony Beaton. James McDonald drives. $69,000 Harrisburg yearling purchase. 2 is Lion Shine On. Lion Somewhere filly, owned and bred by 3 Lions Racing. Trained by Beaton. Louis Waugh steers. 3 is DA Cinnamon Crunch. Captain Crunch filly, owned by Carl and Jet Jameson, along with Haley Jameson. Trained by Carl Jameson, Jody Jameson in the bike. 4 is Century Kalimba. Sports writer filly owned by John Collings, Tommy Collings. Trained by Jody Cullen. Travis Cullen drives. $42,000 London Classic purchase. 5 full of personality. A Captain Crunch filly owned by Gino Toscani. Gary Murner trains. Sylvan Fillion will drive. $50,000 Lexington buy. 6 is Swift Talker, a McWicked filly bred by Winback Farm. John Pentland's the trainer. Bob McClure the driver. $25,000 Lexington Select purchase. And the 7 is Idyllic Delight, Better's Delight filly owned by Let It Ride Stables, along with Bottom Line Racing. Trained by Dr. Ian Moore. Tyler Moore steers. $35,000 Lexington sale purchase. There's your field of 7 for qualifier number 11. Gate picking up speed. Here they come. And they're off and pacing here in the 11th qualifier. And shooting out to the lead will go Full of Personality. Inside of that one, though, DA Cinnamon Crunch going to go right alongside using that inside lane. Now moving up into 3rd, Idyllic Delight will drop in front of Line Shine On in 4th. From the rail is Elodie Hanover. Then we go back to Century Kalimba, who is going to be followed by Swift Talker as they make their way into the first turn. The leader up front here, this is DA Cinnamon Crunch in front, racing in 2nd. That is Full of Personality. The opening panel was 31-1. Pacing fillies get into the backstretch. Back in 3rd, Idyllic Delight. Then in 4th is Lion Shine On. 5th into the backside, Elodie Hanover, who's followed by Century Kalimba, and Swift Talker rounds things out. Bit of a 2-horse breakaway as they scoop by the 3/8 pole. The leader is DA Cinnamon Crunch, while in 2nd there is Full of Personality. Then it's about 5 lengths going back to Idyllic Delight in 3rd. Racing 4th is Lion Shine On. 5th is Elodie Hanover. Then it is Century Kalimba and Swift Talker. The half was 1 minute and 4/5. Second quarter was paced in 29-3. They're on to the final turn. It is Jameson and DA Cinnamon Crunch, the daughter of Captain Crunch, leading the way. Also a daughter of Captain Crunch, Full of Personality, gets the 2-hole ride. Then back in 3rd is Idyllic Delight. 4th is Lion Shine On. 2 lengths back to Elodie Hanover in 5th. 6th around the final turn, Century Kalimba. And the trailer 7th is Swift Talker. They tighten up a bit here. Still single file as they approach 3/4. DA Cinnamon Crunch races by 3/4 in 131 flat. So they'll spin for home. DA Cinnamon Crunch trying to seal the deal. And tracking all the way is Full of Personality. That one's to the outside. Fillion with a slap of the wheel disc. This one trying now to get back up onto even terms. They're going to battle into the final 8th. 3rd is Idyllic Delight. And then finishing up in the center, Century Kalimba's into 4th. DA Cinnamon Crunch, Full of Personality on the outside. These two powering down to the wire. DA Cinnamon Crunch, Full of Personality on the outside. Got it from DA Cinnamon Crunch. 3rd was Idyllic Delight. And 4th was Century Kalimba. 158-4. Time now for our 12th and final qualifier here today. We have 2-year-old pacing fillies, a field of 7. Doug McNair will drive the 1, staying with Emily. And the 2, Cappy Tretch, will be Jonathan Drury. 1, staying with Emily, a Stay Hungry filly, owned and bred by Brad Grant, trained by Scott McEnany. Doug McNair drives. Number 2 is State of Affairs, State Treasurer filly, owned by Dr. Rita Moore, led at Ride Stables and Bottom Line Racing. Moore the trainer. Tyler Moore drives. $90,000 London Classic Sale Purchase. 3 is Cappy Tretch, a Captain Treacherous filly owned by Westwind Stable, Eric Good, Mark Dumaine, trained by Anthony Beaton. Make the driver Jonathan Drury, $55,000 Lexington Purchase. 4 is Halva Hanover, Better's Delight filly, owned by Beaton, along with David Mercer and Mac Nickel and Robert Jones. Beaton the trainer. James McDonald drives, $50,000 Harrisburg Purchase. 5 is Black to Reality, a shadow play filly, owned by Ken Middleton, Nora Parks, Jeffrey Seibel, James Grant. Middleton's the trainer, the driver Sylvain Fillion. 6 is T.H. Jackie's Legacy, Better's Delight filly, owned by Travis and Ron Cullen, along with Blair Kidd. Trained by Jody Cullen, Travis Cullen drives, $33,000 London Classic Purchase. And the 7, A Few Choice Words. Few Choice Words is a Courtly Choice filly, owned by Knott's Achilles Stable, trained by Blake McIntosh, Bob McClure in the sulky. There's your field of 7 for qualifier 12, final qualifier on this Thursday. Don't forget, another busy day of 2-year-old qualifiers set for tomorrow. We'll kick things off at 10 a.m. Tomorrow's session featuring all 2-year-old colts and geldings. Live racing does continue here tonight at Woodbine Mohawk Park as we head towards the big weekend. 7 p.m. first race post time for tonight's action. Of course, live racing tomorrow. And then, of course, on Saturday night, Pepsi North America Cup night. Gate is rolling. Here they come for the 12th. And they're off and pacing. And from the far outside, A Few Choice Words springs out to the early lead. Black to Reality also pushing ahead. Will get away second. Third is State of Affairs to the inside. Fourth is Staying with Emily. Outside fifth, that is Cappy Tretch. And then we go to Halva Hanover and T.H. Jackie's Legacy. Into the first turn they go. And the leader, this is Bob McClure, and A Few Choice Words. A Few Choice Words with something to say early. Leads the way by a couple over Black to Reality. The opening panel was 31-1, and the 2-year-old pacing fillies will come out of that first bend. Spaced out a little bit here. The leader, A Few Choice Words. In second is Black to Reality. Then in third, that is State of Affairs. About 3.5 lengths going back to Staying with Emily in fourth. Same margin back to Cappy Tretch in fifth. 6 up the backside, Halva Hanover. And the trailer in seventh is T.H. Jackie's Legacy. So the Courtly Choice filly, A Few Choice Words, continues just to cruise along on the lead, while Black to Reality, the shadow play filly, is in second and tightening up a little bit there. The half was hit in 1 minute and 4/5. So a good second quarter there of 29-3, and they go to the final turn. A Few Choice Words from Black to Reality. Third remains State of Affairs. In fourth is Staying with Emily. Cappy Tretch is in fifth. 6 is Halva Hanover. And the trailer in seventh, T.H. Jackie's Legacy. Midway around the final turn, a 3-length advantage for A Few Choice Words. And now here comes State of Affairs out from third. That one is up and rolling up into second from Black to Reality now in third. Fourth, Staying with Emily, followed by Cappy Tretch, Halva Hanover, and T.H. Jackie's Legacy. 129-1 for 3 quarters. Off the turn and into the stretch. A good third quarter there from A Few Choice Words. This one continues to try and motor along. It's a 2-length advantage on State of Affairs in second. Black to Reality in third. On the outside, Cappy Tretch is now into fourth. A 16th of a mile to go. A Few Choice Words trying to put in a strong effort to cap off this Thursday qualifying session, and that'll be exactly the case. A Few Choice Words takes it. Black to Reality back up there for second. Cappy Tretch was third. Fourth was State of Affairs. 157-3 for A Few Choice Words.